So I guess I'm doing this again. This is I feel this is a bit awkward, but howdy. I'm doing nervous. It's been a few years since I've hit that start streaming button. Um, it's only been what 5, 6 years, maybe five. I will say the last stream I don't even remember if I even talked on it. I think it was a mute stream. Oh dear lord, how long has it been since I've done this? Hopefully it will be like riding a bike, and I won't need any assistive wheels to keep me propped up while riding this bike again. Howdy. Anyway, so yeah, probably for the VOD, which I'll post on YouTube and all that kind of stuff after cleaning things up. I guess introduction is in order for anyone who watches this later. I just repeated myself. Nervous. I'm Sucks at Games. Been Sucks at Games for part of my quote brand for I don't know, maybe a good 10 plus years. I was a former sponsored streamer here on Twitch for a little MMO action RPG called Elsword. Did that for a few years. And then kind of got out of that and just moved on to a variety streamer. And then things kind of got started dwindling, life and all that kind of stuff. And so eventually I just kind of faded away into obscurity. But after some rough patches, I've finally got back into something that I've always wanted to do, and that is to make my own game. And like many others, a lot of us, seek out, okay, well, what's a good way to get started? What's a, simple little way to waltz on into this? And so I've been working with actually, hold on a second. Perhaps maybe y'all should actually, see me talking to you. So, is it this one? I don't even know my setup yet. This is all brand new to me. If this was like a TV show, there'd be all this prep work and everything. But anywho, hi. So yeah, again, I'm Sucks at Games. Life has been a little rough. I've lost a little hair off the top of my head. So kind of gained a bit of weight around my face, as you can see. Back to since I've last streamed on camera. But hey, that's life. You get older, you change. Anyway, so yeah, RPG Maker is the engine that I've been keeping my eye on since all the way back in I want to say it is 2003, I believe. I want to say it's RPG Maker 2003. But yeah, I did a little dabbling with the software, trying different things, but never really panned out to anything. But one thing that has always stayed with me is the characters, the stories, and all that kind of jazz that goes into making your own world. And so that's been around with me for quite some time. In fact, I just recently scanned in like stacks and stacks of notes, booklets, binders of just all the things I've done throughout the years, and how much also shows how much my ideas, my stories, everything has evolved into not so young person cringe work. Do kids still say cringe? I don't know. I'm old. I'm very old. Hey, so yeah, I decided, RPG Maker community that I've been involved in, I've been hanging out silently, the lurker that I am, and just watching a lot of the things that people have done, whether it be through forums here on Twitch or Discords. And to someone who's now in a better place in life and who pretty much hasn't done anything for himself in a long time, I thought, you know what? I'm in a better place. I can actually focus, not be tired all the time, and start actually doing what I want to do since my 20s. And so here I am, doing that for a few years, and then, as I said, so the Twitch thing, been watching people for a while, and I thought, you know what, I want to do that again. I haven't really shared a lot. That's a big. The other thing is, maybe I should have scripted this. I haven't done a lot in terms of sharing. I've been I keep to myself. It's out of paranoia. I was once a victim of art theft, so I get very leery about sharing stuff these days. And also, my best friend, who he's my roommate, suffered a lot worse with her stuff actually being printed on T-shirts and shit. It's like Jesus. Anyway, so art theft is a humongous factor in terms of. I'm very leery about sharing stuff, but I need to break away from that. Also, need to break out of the shell that I broke out before, went back in, and try to be a little more sociable with the community. And usually, the best way to do that, which is also worked out when I originally started streaming on Twitch here, is the best way to do that is just force yourself in front of a camera, sort of. In this case, sort of. In this case, force yourself in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, and just start doing it. And honestly, it's probably the best way to actually try to break out of one's shell. I mean, because I will say back when I used to stream regularly here on Twitch, I definitely changed from one person to a different person, but I regressed. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I figured I'd give this a go, give it a shot, see how we do. Streaming wise, it's probably going to be weekends only. The only reason I'm also doing this as well is my roommate works weekends, and so since I have the apartment to myself, this is also a good time to take advantage of that. Otherwise, if she was home, you would be listening to her scream at the television at The Price is Right and other various game shows, how these these contestants are so wrong despite the fact that it's a 20, 30, 40-year-old episode. I am alive. J. Cruz, holy smokes and a half. Now, you're alive. I'm alive. Oh my gosh. We got an OG here in the chat right now. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Right? Oh. Wait. How come my stream's not updating? Hold on a second here. Something's not right. Okay, that was weird. I just noticed that my preview window on the dashboard was not working. How long has it been? Have you guys been keeping tally? Cup of Hero? Oh man. But yeah, I think it's been 5 years. I will say, looking at the well, let me take a few steps. Actually, let me take a few steps back here. The fact that y'all are here, the fact that y'all are here is crazy sauce. I mean, I do appreciate it. Because the fact that you still have that follow on means a lot. That or you're just forgetful, like me. It's like, oh, I'm still following that person. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been probably about maybe 5 years. I would say, based on the last clip that was recorded, it says it's been 5 years. The problem is I can't remember if that's a stream that I just did some art on, if I actually did any talking or anything like that. You won't be here for much longer. Oh dear. Oh dear, what happened? Please don't. J. Cruz, don't walk towards the light. Don't do it. Stay away from the light. I was streaming Final Fantasy. Oh geez, that was when I was jobless. Oh shit. Wait, hold on. FF7. Wait, no. I quit. No. No. I did more streaming. Well, okay, all right. Not regular streaming. Not regular streaming. Going to the military. Oh man. Well, I heard the military is very beneficial for various different things. So I hope that all works out well for you. Thank you for your service. What was I saying? Yeah, so Final Fantasy VII. No, the last time I played that is when I was let go from my very first job after 13 years. And so I was in the middle of job searching. So I figured, okay, well, since I don't have a job, might as well do some. I figured, okay, well, I've been streaming on Twitch already. Might as well just do some more streaming. and then I found a new job. And then I stopped streaming regularly. It didn't help the fact that the job I found was about an hour over to the next city. So that definitely really killed a lot of things. Yeah, but and yeah, so I'm just gabbing right now. The reason I've returned to streaming is I'm been in the process of doing some game dev, and so the community that I've been kind of lurking around in, whatnot, I decided, you know what, let's do some streaming because it'll give me an opportunity to share and try to be social again. Because I will say, because when I stopped streaming, I stopped being social. So yeah. So I think this is gonna be more about kind of things like introductions and whatnot, as well as test streaming. Because I've set some things up. I don't know if it works, and so this is kind of be more of a trial and error thing, test things out, and we'll see where we go from there. The other thing, one thing I want to do, real quick, because I have it open right now. I'm gonna do this real quick. Hold on. All right, hit that button. Okay, that's not working. Refresh. There we go. All right, hold on. Because I was like, oh shoot, I didn't set this up. We'll fix the font later. Okay, does that work? Yeah, okay, that works. Anyway, all right. So yeah, the plan is to do game dev, and if I'm not in the mood or if I just can't seem to focus, I'll probably do some variety streaming, retro games most likely. Once again, military, I'll be working in everything computer for my main job, and I plan to do in every technical field. Okay, is there anything specific in regards? Are you like, like looking at IT, networking, security, anything? Is there a particular technical field that has captured your interest? Seeing which, let me talk about myself, because this is about me, guys. It's not about you. It's all about me. Yeah, so the job I'm at right now has been an amazing job. I've been there for 5 years now. It has turned my life around. Working as a graphic designer, working with the most amazing team of goofs, geeks, nerds, and whatnot. I think we're all like decades apart, but it's really fun and interesting to have our different views on how our lives are going with what we grew up with and whatnot. Handyman side job, main job computer game develop. Okay, all right. So you're gonna do not to try to play a game of 20 questions here. Are you looking at the programming side of things, or is there a certain? I feel like I'm interviewing you right now. But it's like programming, graphics, something of the matter. Thinking of programming, so yeah. So started out as a graphic designer, and then they need someone to look at their website. Well, during my interview with this company, I might have let out that, yeah, I used to do some web work, blah blah blah, and so the company needs some assistance with their website because their old website guy left. And I was like, yeah, I guess I can look at it, not realizing that I was stepping into quite the mess. And then before I know it, I find myself playing catch up on 10 years worth of web programming that I had to figure out. And let's just say, starting next year, my new position is now going to be front-end web developer. Whoops. I told myself I would never do that again. I told myself, it's like, no. I want to be a graphic designer. I've always wanted to be a graphic designer. I'm fine where I want to be a graphic designer. Never mind. Oh, you are making a video game. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Not to ask you even more questions. What kind of game are you making? guess I should talk about mine. The whole reason why I'm doing this stream stuff, huh? Alright, so here we go. Lovely little setup. All that jazz. So for those who are not aware, again, I'm working with the RPG Maker dev engine. I think it's pretty safe to say you kind of can guess what kind of game I'm working on right now. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked in so long. Gravel voice. So working on my own RPG. Obviously, RPG, grew up on it all the way back in the Super Nintendo days. Not the SNES, you Northerners and your international SNES. We don't call the Mega Drive the Meda. I'm just saying. NES, SNES. Get out of here. That's what side of the fence I'm on for that argument. Anyway, yeah, so RPG is what I'm making. Fun enough, this all started back in high school. Okay, old man. You know, let's get a Sprite open right now. I can gab while I work on something. Sandbox Minecraft style inspired D&D Dark Souls combat style video game. I swear to God, J. Cruz, if my weapons break, or that stamina is terrible. Is it Sprite one? Yeah, okay. Oops. So, alright, first thing first. So this Sprite right now, you might notice, yes, there's beachwear. Because underneath this character right now is probably not deemed suitable for Twitch, so I had to put something on her. And I mean, come on. Someone who's grew up on anime, of course there's gotta be beach stuff. The weapons will not break, just your soul. Same. So this is one of the characters I've been working on. Oops. I'm still learning this software. It's brand new to me. I just started maybe using it 3 weeks ago. Anyway. So this is one of our lead characters. Run. So I was in the middle of working on merging the hair because it's actually 2 different hairstyles. And so I was trying to keep it in more of a template format. My audio is very low. Which one? My voice? Damn, I even tested this before streaming. Because I'm looking at the meters. And I'm practically breaking yellow. All of it. Huh. Gear doesn't have durability, only you do. Okay, that's strange. So OBS is apparently lying to me in that these meters are saying something that is not matching up, which is so weird because I will say I did some testing beforehand. I did some local recordings, checked the audio, even checked the stream before I started. So let me try to figure this out. This is the thing I was worried about most, is audio is always the issue when it comes to streaming, isn't it? So give me a second. As my keyboard decides to turn on. Okay, alright, so messed with the input a little bit, so let's do some live testing, shall we, kids? Alright, so just the gain, we'll see how that works. I turned up the game audio just a little bit, see, because I'm worried about the game audio drowning me out, and also it's streaming. Probably want to be a little careful with that audio. Okay. I will admit, I also haven't streamed in a long time as well, so I'm sure projecting is something that I need to learn again on top of that. But let's here. They go my mic settings. And we'll make some live adjustments here. Okay, so let's go a little higher. All right, so see, so now I am breaking into red. So hold on, let me turn that down. All right, we're gonna need some audience participation here. Okay, so oh geez, okay, trying to be careful here. I'm not trying to blast everyone's ears. So hopefully this is suitable. I don't know. I'm whispering now. That is so weird. So yeah, like I said, because I am literally at the edge of red here on OBS. So I'm afraid to turn up any higher or else I'm going to be really just, yeah, exceeding levels. So I don't know. I don't know because I did a lot of local, I did several local recordings to verify the audio because when I was using my headphones, I've been fine. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, because like I said, because I tested my normal headphones and my audio was at 50% and it came in fine. So, it's streaming, it's Twitch, it's it is what it is. I'll play with that later. Anyway, graphic design people. What do you mean, people? All right, we'll run with it. Brain. I haven't done anything. I've just been talking. It's a test stream. Sucks. Chill. It's just a test stream. Don't take it too seriously. Get comfortable. You're just getting back in the saddle. You know, your rear's not used to this again. There's no format needed today. It's just figure things out. Okay? Chill, man. But yeah, I mean, J. Cruz, good luck on everything. Just biggest thing is try not to stress yourself out over. Okay, hold on, I just spiked. Hold on, I gotta change this a bit. Okay, anyway, that's it. That's gonna be a problem. I hate audio testing. It drives me nuts. All right. Anyway, so sprite work. So I've been doing a lot of just testing and things. So working on this game for a while now. Been dabbling. I've already said that. Since, based on my notes, well, obviously RPG Maker 2003, so 2003 for certain. You are locked down, ready to go. You are going to just smash everything about your future. You know what? I have to do this. Here's what we do. All right. So, I think the easiest way to start off is let's go and take a trip down memory lane, shall we? So, for my files themselves, I can see I have files all the way back from 2017, but this has started much sooner with notes dating far back. In fact, so far back that my keyboard is asleep. Lost it. Bluetooth. So one thing that's very annoying is when my keyboard has to reconnect, it always messes up my mouse technology. Anyway, yeah, so this is a folder of all the scans that I did for all my various notes throughout the years. Still need to review, file, whatnot. But anyway, so I've been working on this since forever ago. Artwork also dating back to 2017 for earliest recordings. The only thing I noticed is I can't find, throughout all my backups, I still cannot find any of my early development stuff. It's gotta be somewhere. I just know it. I tend to back up a lot of things. I hope. Boss? Who's the boss? Not me. Not Tony Danza. See you around. Thank you very much. Jay Cruz, it was nice seeing you. Again, thank you. Thank you, everyone. You old timers with this old timer. I appreciate it. It's surprising. Thank you. As I said, so I've been doing this all the way back from 2017. So I think one thing interesting is to show is just how much this development's happening. I cannot wait to clean up this VOD because I spent so much time just rambling. It's gonna suck. All right. Anyway, so when I first started with this, you know, my original concept was like, okay, let's just do the generic farm boy character. Early writings of this has been not good. Definitely very rough start. So, anyway, so our original person was going to be a gentleman by the name of Harold, which is ironic because the default RPG Maker character is named Harold. So didn't mean to actually do that, but whoops. But the thing is, as I worked more and more on this, more and more developed the characters, I sat there and I realized, you know what? Farm dude, really? How cliche can we get? How about farm girl instead? Oh yeah, real original. But the thing is, though, is I came to the decision, like, you know what? No male leads. Let's do a female lead instead. So this is the next concept I came up with. Pretty much, it's just a gender swap of what I originally considered. Haroldina. And so these are just some general concepts, you know, ponytail, short hair. I was trying for a very simplistic design, but it's something that I would later choose to abandon, because my original idea was like, well, if I keep the designs very simplistic, I'll be able to work on this faster. But then I remembered, oh shit, I'm a perfectionist. Wait, am I allowed to swear? I can't remember. Am I sponsored still? No. Okay, all right. Let's do all the fucking swearing. So this was just I was doodling another concept, but obviously never finished. Then I was trying to decide, okay, well, what about hair colors? What should we do with that? And so just tried out different assortment of hair colors. But the thing, though, is that it wasn't really interesting to me. It was very bland, generic, this idea. So on a sticky note one day, because that's where all the best work happens, on sticky notes and napkins, I started to kind of flesh out, okay, let's try something different, try something a little more original, something a little more interesting. So kind of started giving her more like a adventure style outfit, because, you know, come on, it's an RPG. You gotta wear an adventure outfit, right? Yeah. And then there is someone. Ooh, that seems loud. So then I decided, okay, well, I'm sorry. And then there's another character to the left that we'll get to her in just a minute. So that was a general sketch. Something I probably should go back to, because ultimately what I ended up on doing instead was a full rework of the character. Excuse me. So I had to go with long hair. And one thing I do like about this, you know, so I kind of gave her, you know, something a little more like a weird in between on the eyes, from between, you know, being young but being mature at the same time. Kind of give her a slightly just different shape to her face, but as well as a longer nose, because most anime characters, you know, especially leads, they usually have very how do I say it? How do I perfect looking appearances. And I don't want to do that. I want to show something that's very different, or just, you know, just have just a different look on your hero types, which will play into the game's story as well. And the other thing I want to consider is, like, I want somebody who is kind of lanky. Big old snooze. Hey, you leave her nose alone. As someone who has also a big nose. Granted, it's a broken nose, but somebody who has a big nose. But yeah, so also tried something, you know, a little more lanky in her appearance, you know, just again sort of atypical. But everything else in terms of the outfit is kind of leaning into that little sketch in terms of more of an adventurous outfit for her design. So that's why I decided to go with her as well. The other character that has received a lot of attention, this was actually the very first one I worked on, so this is all the way back in 2017 as well. You know, is your typical cutesy style girl, your magic user. You gotta have your magic user. There's always one. You gotta have one. And so I was concepting different designs for her and for her outfit and everything, but ultimately this is not something I would go with completely. Brain. So the outfit on the left side would be something that it will linger for a bit, but ultimately disappear. But nevertheless, there would be various different aspects that would still carry over. So then this goes back to me trying the whole generic format like earlier. Again, simple, very basic, but as noted though, simple and basic is not something that I enjoy. So this is again just more of a concepting. Okay, well, what if we do this? I'm gonna hear like this instead with her outfit, and then okay, well, what if we give her a bunny hood to kind of add to that cuteness thing? And that's someone who would most likely like cute things. Not original, I know, cliche, but this is early start stuff. Then I was like, no, out the window. Let's start over. Keep some concepts, move on to something a little more different. And so one thing I decided to do with this character is someone that's more like a vagabond, someone who is just constantly traveling, never sitting still in one spot. And so if they're gonna be doing that, they're probably not gonna have time to really keep themselves tidy. So I decided to try something, you know, let's give her some like really messy hair. You know, it still keeps the short hairstyle, but you know, there's various other things about it. And so just have the hair go everywhere. Give her some big old clunky glasses, because, you know, gotta see. As someone who now has to wear 2 sets of pairs of glasses, I get it. You gotta see. Don't get old, by the way. Never get old. So that's what I decided to do with her as well. And as well, another thing is I tried to round out her face a little more to try to give her more of a rounder shape to her body, because again, I want atypical heroes. So then we move on to the outfit. So this is a progression of her outfit. As you can see, it's kind of more falling in line. Maho Shoujo Hobo. Sign me up. When does that come out? So again, it follows more of the design of from before, or the first sketch, but adding a little more, just some additional flares to it and whatnot. But what was I gonna say? So I mean, it gives her more, again, that whole magic user, wizardry, adventurer kind of look. And then this is just what, if as you sketch things out, it's as if the outfit was, or she was not wearing the coat with everything, no glasses. As you try to work on character sketches, you just kind of want to consider the various different things, like how she has no arm on that right one. It's just a gaping hole. Don't look into the void. But then I realized, no, this does not fit the character. Because the thing is, this just feels too regal, I guess I would say. And this is a person who is kind of just, I wouldn't say, how do I describe this without shooting myself in the foot? I want her to have something that, just felt like loose clothing. I want her to have something to feel like, oh, I'm going to be always comfortable in this wherever I go. And so I decided to redo her outfit one more time. And the other reason I want to do this is I want to get her very loose clothing to kind of try to hide away her body, because this is going to be one of those characters who is going to be very self-conscious about who she is. And so going around in an outfit that can hug the body, that does not fit her character. And so obviously it's going to be one of those kind of story evolutions for her character and what I plan to do as somebody who is also very self-conscious. So that's the idea for her. So I gave her something a little more comfortable. It's almost like she's just wearing a giant sweater. And then of course the rope style outfit to be able to completely cover her body when closed and everything like that. So that's the idea I went with her. And then here's some old promo art with kind of just different concepts for outfits. Though our magic user in the back is still sort of similar, while our hero up front, definitely something that is kind of RPG hero-esque, I suppose. So those are the two characters that I've worked on the most, have received the most attention, because they are essentially the two key players to our story. And so I want to get them right. It's very important to me that I get them right. That way, when the story is fleshed out, everything all comes together and everything fits. I have not talked in so long, my voice is already hoarse. Oh man, streaming's hard again. How do I do this? Hold on, just a second. Oh my gosh. I have never thought about that. Does Scruffles have a cameo? Number one, Scruffles is in storage. It has been storage for maybe 4 years. Somewhere, as I've had to pick up and move on multiple occasions because life has been rather unkind to me in terms of my living conditions. I seem to be striking out on places where I move. I'm like, man. But no, actually, I cannot. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did forget about Scruffles, given the fact that number one, I haven't streamed in forever. Number two, again, Scruffles is in storage in a box somewhere, with the very plush Burb and the giant squishable duck. You haven't met them yet. I should introduce one day, as soon as I'm actually able to get a place where I can actually get my stuff out of storage again. And I haven't been able to put any my all this display back here is as much as I can put on display because I don't have space anymore. Oh no, Optimus, why? Sorry. All right, hold on. How dare you use that? Death of Optimus Prime? I was a child when that happened. I was a child. Do you know how much that scarred me? It didn't, because actually I didn't see the movie in theaters and did not see it until VHS tape that was copied off of another tape. Oh dear Lord Quex, hello, hello. Did I do that right? Hold on. All right. So I have always watched, I've always listened. So it's never come out of my mouth before. So did I do that right? Because everyone calls you Quex, right? I mean, yeah, okay, all right. All right. It's like it's like when you see a word written, but you never said it yourself, and you're like, I think I'm saying this right. Welcome to my test stream. I'm just sitting here rambling right now because more than anything, it's just about getting comfortable. So right now, I've just been going over after probably about an hour of rambling. Right now, I'm just kind of just going over various different bits of history for my game and just how it came to be, where we're at right now and whatnot. Oh, speaking of nicknames, by the way, yeah, just for those, yeah, so my name's Sucks at Games, but I'm used to just being referred to as Sucks because that's just what everyone truncated it to back when I used to do regular streaming. So yeah, just you can just SUX and you're done. Team X's. Look at this. All right, we got the X words or X letters going on here. Not often you see that. It's almost as if we can be our own team of X something. Trademark. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just currently right now. I'm going over artwork. We're testing things out, making sure the biggest thing is audio levels are sufficient. Help over hero, always being helpful, always being so kind. Welcome to what remains of my community. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry I left you. Please forgive me. Anyways, yeah, so right now I'm just going over some artwork, various other different aspects of what I've done. So as I was saying earlier, so this is just two more general character concepts that I had for my main heroes as I tried to. Okay, you want to chill there, Mitty? Mitty, you want to chill out? All right, cool. Sound like it got kind of loud there. Right now, I only have one headphone in my ear right now, so I'm only getting half the music. Anyway, so these two characters, again, these are my main characters. Want to make sure I get them right, and so this is one additional concept I came up with. Probably an outfit I'll come back to refine and put it on the list of other additional outfits in which these characters can wear. So one character that's next is my keyboard on? One character that's next that has certainly received a lot of positivity is keyboard. Keyboard is the pudding. Do you intend follow only chat? Oh, so yeah, this was back when I used to do sponsored streams, and I guess I just left it on. So yeah, let's turn that off. There we go. Thank you. Like I said, it's been a while. No, wait, no, hold on, wait, oh shit. No, wait. Okay, hold on. 0 minutes, any followers. Followers can chat if they have followed for at least 0 minutes. Oh, off. There it is. There it is. Okay, I'm smart. All right, there we go. Technology is... Look, I'm old. This newfangled dangle technology, it makes no sense to me. I peck my phone still. Oh, geez, I wonder how many people I scared away because I was too dumb to not know that was on. Makes me wonder what else I've left on that I don't remember. It's been 5 years, 6 years, I don't know. I just lurk in chats nowadays. Where was I? Oh yeah. So this is a character that has received a lot of positive feedback. Is our what was originally supposed to be a slime character, your generic slime character. Oh wow, original slime character. And so this is again one of those character evolutions where it started off as one concept, and I was like, no, too cliche, too basic, too unoriginal. So I thought, okay, I was looking up desserts one day. Everything's about food. I was looking up some desserts one day, and I saw some pudding. And I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's your slime replacement. And so, thus the creation of our pudding character. And I will say I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one. And especially because it's just pudding. There's no restrictions on the body. And so I can just go absolutely nuts with how I animate this character. And I'm looking so forward to it. Oops. Let's see here. And so much so. Why are handles so hard to grab on this operating system? So much so. Okay, enjoy your Gunpla. Try not to snap anything, okay? Get the colors right. Use the right paints. Digital paints. All right, take care. Oh my gosh. So anyway, so I decided to have a bit of fun with this and started looking up various other different desserts, puddings, and whatnot. And so thus the development of the pudding race. And so it'll be fun to put all these characters to do the artwork and sprites for these various different characters, and the terrible plight that will fall upon them as they try to not get eaten. So remember, folks, don't be born as food. Though granted, anyone can be food, anything. Just might kill you too, so careful about that. So villains. Okay, so we got some villains that are coming up next. So I've had the same 4 villains in my mind for the longest of time, but it's still a case of trying to figure out who they are and what they look like. Okay, switching to the PC, to the Performance Center on that big screen television. Actually, how long have I been going? Gosh, it has not even been an hour. I feel like it's been forever. Oh my gosh, I'll get used to this. I'll get used to this again. Let's do watch. So anyway, the villains. Click over here, click over there. All right. I've had 4 main villains in my mind for a while in terms of what they represent. And so it's just a matter of trying to figure out the artwork for them. So our first character is a rocker. Now you might ask yourself, hey, sucks, it's a fantasy world. How does that work? It's a fantasy world. Don't question it. So I was thinking, okay, all right, let's go heavy metal, because I grew up on metal music. So let's consider an idea for a heavy metal style character. And so tattered t-shirt, very, very long hair, mature looking, but as you can see, it's an incredibly rough sketch. So let's refine it. So I was thinking, okay, wait, hold on. Let's think more modern. So I decided to try something in terms of modern clothing style and things like that. So it's getting there. As you can see, it's still a very rough sketch, but change the hair, short hairstyle, face paint, various different types of makeup, colored hair. So again, trying to find this character, trying to figure out who they are. And in terms of artwork, trying to figure out who they are as art. I mean, I know who they are in my head, and on paper in the 1,000 sheets of notes. And we're getting there. We are getting there. So ignore the skull head belt that was just obviously me doodling as I sketch out an idea. So, but ultimately, I think I have an idea. I'm not too keen on the outfit still, but in terms of face, hairstyle, I think I now know what I want her to look like, as well as the what's what I'm looking for? Brain. Her physical appearance, because I want her to actually also to have a very strong appearance to her. So that's that, and then just more working on ideas, refining, and things like that. So biggest thing is I just need to figure out her outfit. I still don't know what to do about her outfit. So that's where I last ended off with this villain. I think the next villain, I just know, yeah, the next villain, he's still very rough around the edges. I don't even have a costume for him yet. I still don't know what to do about the costume. I just know, welcome back, Quex. I just know with his, I know what I want to do with his hair. So I got that part done. And because the guy's going to be fire-based, so let's give him some wild, fiery hair. Well, I say fire-based, but we'll play with that some other day. Big old goggles, you know, because yeah, hey, all that blast, all that fire, you know, you got to protect your eyes. So that's really as far as I got with him. I still don't know for sure if it's going to be a keeper, but it's something that still needs work. Then we got a child villain of the group, someone who is going to be focused on games and playing. So I want someone very playful to their appearance, but I also wanted to sneak in some game stuff in there. And so this one, I kind of did something with her hair to base it off of a certain old school video game company, as well as to play into the fact that her name rhymes with it. so her, I immediately figured it out. I figured out immediately how I wanted to handle her, and so she was a very easy one to put together. And so this is one of the original sketches, and then working on refining that sketch as well. Oh, really? Is that the buckle I went with? Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. I'm getting rid of that. Anyway, so that's this character, but still needs some work. Still needs a little work on her. So yeah, that's that one. And then the day one villain. So this is the very first one that came to my mind. I was watching some classic wrestling, and there was someone who was based off the old shoot, I can't remember the word for it. The bully style character of like classic films and whatnot. And so immediately I was like, you know, I want that. Just copy wholesale. No shame whatsoever in terms of this brute right here. But the biggest thing though is I kind of want him to have a sensitive side. So not only is he a brute, but give him the beady eyes, and it changes everything about the character. You know, it's not so scary anymore. He's got a little friendliness to him. Sadly though, I have not really touched this character since then, so still need to work on refinements as well. But I know immediately what I want to do with this guy. So that is that character. And the other thing I want to focus on is our heights. Okay, there we go. So one thing that's also important to me, and this is also very important to me in terms of my sprite work, is I don't want every character to be the same height. And so when a character has are different heights in their artwork, that should be reflected in the sprite work as well. And so it's very important to me that I try to figure these things out. And so this is kind of just showing our two different characters, just how short our mage character is going to be and how tall-ish our heroine is going to be as well. So that's just what that little duo was about. And so that's, oh, I skipped one. I skipped So I talked about 3 of the heroes. I forgot one last hero. And our last hero is going to be your healer. And so how do we heal in this game? Well, our mage doesn't use any healing magic. They're all about your standard magic, your elementals, your attack magic. And so we could do a mage. But why? Why 2 mages? So I decide, let's make our healer a cook. And so that is what we have here. So this is just a sketch idea that I doodled on some paper, because that's where, again, everything happens. Doodles happen on paper, post-it notes, napkins, scratch pieces of paper. So that's how it works. And then actually doodled it with some colors to get an idea of who this character is. And I'm already sold on who he is in terms of his artwork. And so our healer character is going to be a cook. And so all your healing items are going to be based on recipes. Enjoy that. And yeah. So that's those are our 4 heroes, our 4 villains, 4 and 4. I wonder if that's going to be playing into the story in any way whatsoever. Almost as if there's going to be some rivalry going on. All right, so those are the character. That's all the character artwork. And for artwork, and there are sprites. And so this is an early piece of art. Oh, thank you, Quex. My art is so good. I appreciate that. If I am hesitant to accept any accolades, my apologies. I'm very, very bad at accepting compliments, so I'm trying to get better about that. So thank you. I appreciate it. So this is one of the early pieces of artwork for the sprite work on our cook. This is now depreciated because the sprite sizes have changed since. Let's go and talk about sprite. Let's go and talk about sprite history real quick. You feel awkward about compliments too? Yeah. It's not you, it's me. So a lot of people who grew up on a lot of the old school RPGs, the Super Nintendo era RPGs particularly, a lot of people like to base their sprite work off of that. Now, don't get me wrong, when you got the later era RPGs in the Super Nintendo era, yeah, the sprite work started getting a lot better because they're using more color, or I'm saying they're using more color, but they were using more styles that really brought them out and made them very detailed looking. For me, however, is when we get into the PlayStation era and Konami's Suikoden. I played that when I played that for the first time, and I saw the sprite work on that, and just for something so small, being so animated, to have so many frames, so to express so much emotion in these little tiny things, blew me away. And since that time, that's what I've always wanted to base my work off of. To have these small sprites, to be able to express, to emote to you in such a detail. And so I started working off with that. And that's kind of where my sprites were at the very start. But as I moved on, and I started looking at the faces and started thinking about the faces, and especially when there'll be the cutscenes. My concern was that I can't emote the faces like I want to. It's going to be very limited if I stick to the standard old school style sprite sizes. And so this is a style that is obsolete and has been replaced since, and we'll get into that in here in just a bit with our next character. So anyway, so that's our cook, or was. So when I first started working on this game, back in gosh knows when, this was I said my first engine that I dabbled with was RPG Maker 2003, then XP, and then so forth. And so when I first started working on this game, I was sticking to the tried and true 8-directional RPG format. And this was our hero at the start, your generic farm boy. I discussed this in the artwork portion. Boring. Absolutely boring. Whoop-de-doo, who cares? Honestly, now that I think about it, now that I look at this sprite, I need to steal this sprite and so I can turn it into a generic NPC instead. Note to self. All right. So this was the running animation, but nevertheless, I say nevertheless a lot. I say a lot of things at the same time. Whoop-de-doo. But I went through all the trouble of animating the character, and so I got to that point. But during then, this is back from 2017. Note it on the file name. This is all the way back in 2017. I still mentioned this earlier though. I also named the hero Harold, not unironically, not realizing or whatever. Ironically, run away. Forgetting the fact that the default hero's name is Harold, and so whoops, missed that one. But no, it's not the Harold. No, anyway, I said it again. Anyway, so I nixed that, and we went with a female lead instead. Though I still kept with the farm girl, or the farmer. Archetype still. Boring. Lame, cliche. Let's move on. But this is me just, again, animating the character, trying different things, sampling different hairstyles, sampling different hair colors. At that point, I was still trying to figure out who this character is. But we moved on. So one thing I decided to do though is I decided to move to the 2D format at this point. So we dumped the 8-directional format of your standard RPGs. Went to 2D. Hairstyle still pretty much the same. Changed the race of the character. No, I'll explain that one later. But the thing though is it's still farm girl. Whoop-de-doo again. And so at this point, this is when I start to find who this character is, who our hero is. And so this is part 1. Part 2. Yeah, this is part 1 of the evolution, where I decide, okay, your outfit's gonna be like this. You are gonna be like this. You're gonna have long hair. This was after essentially the complete rework of this character, and so I need to update the sprite work to match. And so that is what I did. And then we got the running animation, the all set up, ready to go. Cool beans. However, that was back in 2021. It is now 2024. And as I stated earlier, one thing that I have a problem with is that face. I can't emote with that face like I want to. Now, granted, my inspiration, Suikoden, as I was talking about earlier, the face is on par with the sizes of their face and just how the way the eyes are and everything like that. But like I said, I wanted to do more. So this is when I decide to how do I put it? Go even bigger. And see if I can. Okay, I need to open up this in one. Speaking of going bigger, I need to go bigger in the software. And so, massive difference in sprite sprite size. In fact, if I remember correctly, I believe this sprite size is on par with the Street Fighter characters. Back from the 2D Street Fighter days. So it's pretty sizable. So sizable that I can actually detail the hands like this. I can actually draw in fingers and everything, like here. But as I stated before, the important part to me is the face. So now I can actually draw in a mouth. I can make the eyes have more shape to them. So it means I can do different style eyes that can actually be viewed, and you can determine things like, okay, this is a mature character, this is an old character, this is a young character, etc., etc. And so that's where we stand right now with the character artwork for this game. And also, I think it works with the scale in which I am working with for the canvas space of my game, the resolution that I'm working with. So yeah, so that was all the way back. So we started all the way back in 2017 with this, and then we ended up here in 2024. Now, that is a lot of experimentation. That is a lot of, quote, development time. And most people probably look at that going, man, you are all over the place. And to which I say, yes. Yes, I am. But I think I'm finally hitting my stride. Another reason that I decided to also start streaming is I think I'm finally hitting my stride. I think I now see where I want everything to go, how all the puzzle pieces fit together. And so, yeah, I think that's what something. So I think I can actually get somewhere now with this game. So that's that character, and oh yeah. So we had the running animation. I should move this elsewhere. And then we got our walking animation. So again, using the large sprite styles, I can do so much more. I'm also using a plugin. I think it's Galv's. I think it's one of Galv's plugins to increase the number of frames for our animations. And so you can get some really nice, beautiful detail in your animation, your details with the sprite sizes. So that's why I think I finally have found where I want to be with this. Ignore the swimsuit. Obviously, when I work on sprites, gotta make sure there's something on these characters that you're drawing over. Just saying. Yes, I set up all my sprites as, quote, nudes because it's easier to set up costumes that way. So that's our hero, our heroine. So now then, we're back in 2017 again, and we're back to our mage, the other second important character. So when I first started off with this mage, oh my gosh, why are those so hard to click on? It's your standard mage outfit, your standard wizard type. And so yeah, I mean, it's nice and everything, and this is a costume that I will like to revisit one day as well. It's not an outfit that I'm using currently, but it's probably something that I can definitely adapt into the story and refine it as well. Man, as you can see, it is your standard wizard type, even with the hat and all that kind of stuff and the rope style. So that was one of the early concepts for the sprites of this character. But then I went and nixed that, and I went with something a little more this is when I was trying something with the simplistic art style, and so it was a very simplistic outfit to put together and to draw and all that kind of stuff. So we're still in 2017 with this one, and so this was the dress format. But as I said, everything evolved, everything changed as I tried to find this character. And so from there, okay, so this is when I was trying different details and whatnot. Okay, sorry, got ahead of myself. So this was me still trying to figure out the outfit and everything, trying different styles and whatnot and colors and things like that. And then here's even more variations and whatnot. of this character, and as well as slight modifications to the dress. It looks like I also decided to make her body just slightly wider from the original concepts or the original sprites as well, which makes sense because I do want this character to have a little more shape to them, as I do want to have different body types for different characters. Hey, because we're all different people. And also, I want to stay away from just everyone being so amazingly fit and awesome and beautiful. That's not the real world. Mostly. Oh, and yeah, so here's all there, even more of the various different concepts of this early design, including the bunny hood, which I do want to reintroduce in some way. I dumped it, but I'll figure out a way to bring it back in some way somehow. Okay, yeah. So this was where I thought I was going. I thought, okay, all right, I've nailed this character. I nailed her outfit. I think I'm good. I wasn't good. Because this is the smaller sprite size. This is where I was like, Oh, and this is me trying different colors again. So I didn't know if I wanted to have a pink hair character or not, because I will admit I am a sucker for such characters, but it didn't click with me. It didn't feel like it belonged with this character, so I dumped that idea. And so, so here's me trying a different dress color because I was thinking, oh, maybe it's the dress color that's the issue. Maybe I need to change it. That's why it doesn't work with the pink hair. Nah, it just didn't work. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, yeah. So this is all right. So this is what I thought I was landing on for our outfit. That's right. It's been a long time. This is what year are we on? 2022. My ass. Sucker for blue and purple hair. Yep, okay. Totally not taking notes. Yep, okay. I went really orange with the hair this time, but this is going back into more of the adventurous wizardry outfit for the character. But as I stated earlier when I was talking about the artwork, as I developed this character and I thought more and more about who she is, what she feels, and all that kind of stuff, as somebody who is going to be a self-conscious character, this is not the kind of outfit that she would wear. And so since I was updating sprites anyway, I had to dump this design as well. Oh, I don't have it here. we'll get to that into some of the other artwork, because I didn't copy the file over into my show and tell folder. So this is an early NPC idea. This is a butcher, as if you could not tell from the butching. And so this was just me just throwing together concepts, having fun with animation, just having a good time, cutting up some fish, getting the meats to you. That's all. Nothing unusual, nothing strange, nothing to be happy about. So just do. I'm happy cutting meat. And then there's another one. So the butcher character, obviously, I had some fun ideas planned with the character, as she sits here, butcher knife in hand, flinging around a fish body, trying to sell to the people. It's like, go on, buy my fresh meat. It's good, right? I think I like the lines as well. Yeah, so this is the concept I've been holding on to a while. Remember, folks, as I want to point out here, don't overwrite anything. Don't delete anything. If you are working with something and you have a new idea for it, save it as a new file. Keep your old file. Date that file so you can track it. Because you never know when you have something. In fact, this is actually something that we do in my department I work for, or the graphic designers, is whenever we design concepts and proofs or anything like that, ones that don't get selected, we keep in an area to go back to, especially if we're stumped or we're trying to come up with a concept for a campaign that's coming up. We can usually dig up an old one, an unused one, and submit that, and surprisingly, it'll get approved. I'm like, cool, we didn't have to do any work. We were able to rush it out the door, no problem. Or it's just there's a concept there that you really liked that you can bring into a new concept and kind of merge it all together. So anyway, so as I was saying, never overwrite your stuff, never delete your stuff, keep backups of it. You can just create brand new files that's an iteration or an evolution of that previous file. So you can always go back to it later and going, oh, I can't believe I came up with that. Oh, I can use that. So that's our bridger. This is a NPC character who will actually be a this will be a character that will be also a part of the story. This is a character that's actually stuck around with me for a very long time, since a lot of my original story writings, all the way back in my high school days. And he's kind of just traveled along with every story, evolution of my stories. Though actually I do want to change him now that I think I now, after all these years, after 20 odd years, I think I now finally know what I want to do with this person, which requires a redesign. So, but this is a sprite that I threw together of him. I can probably turn it into an NPC. It could work. Latino gamer. I have heard of RPG Maker. Yes, I have too. I heard it's coming for us. We should beware. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? Quex. It's never too late to start. I pissed away my life. Making bad decisions, working for the wrong companies, and just never being where I want to be. I did not start my graphic design career until I was 35. And I am now in the best place I could ever be. Just welcome checking messages. Hopefully some good messages. Let's see, Cyber Monday deals, Black Friday deals. My chicken is ready. What? Brain. Well, actually, all right. Age thing. All right, let's talk about age real quickly here. It's never too late to start anything. It doesn't matter how old you are. Cripes. I am in my 40s, and what am I doing? I am finally sitting down and doing what I've always wanted to do: make a game. It's never too late for anything. You just got to tell yourself that, and really all you have in front of you is just putting in the work and effort, and just never giving up. I mean, because like I said, my life threw hurdle after hurdle after hurdle in front of me. And yeah, it took a while, but I'm finally where I want to be. It took some time. And so, yeah, it's never too late to start. It'll take time. You can't control time. It will take time, but just keep at it. YouTube student. Quex. Another thing. I never went to school. I have never gone to college. And so I'm self-taught. Everything I've done is self-taught. Granted, if I went to school, I know I could be far superior at what I do. But, my self-taught work, my portfolio that I was able to build, was my selling point. It is what got me my job that I have right now. And so the biggest thing is, if you're going to be self-taught, or if you're going to do all that kind of stuff, build your portfolio, build it. Even if it's not works for a company or anything like that, just show that you have the talent. It's like, look, I understand these concepts. I understand what there is. And most times businesses or interviewers, it might not be what they're looking for, but they will probably see something in there going, hey, they understand this concept. We can mold them to be better and to fit what we need. And a lot of companies are willing to do that. When I got my job, I knew nothing about video production. But because I had everything else, they're like, yeah, we'll just train you on the job for that. And they did. And so now I can work on video stuff as well. So like I said, never too late. It is never too late. Where are we at? I forgot what I was talking about. NPCs, sprites, yes. So this is probably a character I'm going to change and probably turn into a generic sprite. So earlier, quick, you were talking about using it as a base template and whatnot. So this is exactly what I was going to do for my NPCs. So my NPCs, my plan was to create various different body shapes, types, whatnot. In fact, this is no different than a lot of the existing tools available for RPG Maker. As I point at you on the chat right now that you cannot see. Don't ask. Just never mind. I have hands, really. I do. How do you think I'm using the computer? I know that point. Oh no. Oh no, wait. Do I do it? I see who just entered the chat. Am I supposed to do it? Wait, no, I live in an apartment complex. I'm not gonna do it. We'll do a quiet one. Nerd. Welcome to the chat. I've been lurking in yours all the time. I've heard of this. Nerd. Quick says that. Oh yeah, that is true. Oh, that's right. So good. Anyway, so welcome to chat. Hi, I'm Sucks at Games. You can just call me Sucks. It's fine. My old community back in the day when I was young and used to stream, they would affectionately call me a Sucks. So knock yourself out. I decided to get back into stream. I probably should have done an introduction. I am all over the place. So let's do a quick little recap, shall we? Call me Sucks, Sonny. Yeah. I am a former sponsored streamer. Back in my early days of Twitch, I did that for quite a few years. Quex. Honestly, I am at that age. I will shake my fist at them clouds. So sponsored streamer, did that for a few years. Had some differences with the company, and decided to separate from them. And became a variety streamer. Did that for a little bit. Lost my job. Became more of a variety streamer. And found a new job. Fortunately, it was in another city, so that became very rough on my travel and my life. And so stopped streaming for a bit and just became a lurker of many Twitch channels. Found myself in a better place these past 5 years. Got back into something that I haven't done in a long time, and be creative. And so I decided to do the one thing that I hadn't been able to do for several years on end, and make my game. And so that's what I started doing, and I started becoming, I wouldn't say involved in the RPG Maker community, but observant of the RPG Maker community. And so yeah, I've been watching a lot of people. I've been lurking, checking out the forums and whatnot, Discords, etc., the Twitch channels. And for a while now, it's been in the back of my head about streaming, but I just never felt that I was in the right position to do so. And I also was what was what I'm looking for? The thing is, I want to try to be able to be more social with the community, and that's been a very humongous barrier for me. Back when I used to do my sponsor streams and I used to do it regularly, yeah, it was no problem for me. But when I stopped streaming, I kind of regressed back to my shell, and so it's been hard for me to want to communicate with the RPG Maker community. And so I figure streaming would be the best option for that, to force myself in front of a microphone, force myself into a quote camera. This is totally what I look like, by the way. Age has not been good. Uh, and try to be sociable that way. And so it's kind of what my goals are. And as well as the other thing that I've been very hesitant about is sharing. I've been sitting on things for a while now, and I've been wanting to share, but I can't push myself to do it because I've been a victim of art theft. And so I get very leery about sharing things, especially with the advent of AI. Oh, jeez. So this is also another way in which, okay, all right, if I stream, I'm sharing. So that's where we're at right now. So yeah. That's my history. You'll be tested on that in a week. Make sure to read the books. So right now we're just going over sprites. Right now it's kind of like this is more of an introduction stream, as I try to get used to the whole streaming thing again, as well as doing things like audio level testing, make sure everything functions, nothing breaks, and all that kind of jazz. So we're just going over. I've been going over just my history of the things I've done since I started working on this, and just the evolution of all my concepts, etc., and whatnot. So, excuse me. So this right here is a this was going to be a template set up for my NPC sprites at the time when I was working with this style, and this is something that I will definitely bring into my current format, because it's just like any other system that you've probably worked all with RPG Maker or seen. There are systems out there where you can just like click on this, click on that, poof, you got a character. And so that's essentially the same concept right here that I'm going for, is where I can just set up different varied body styles, heads, clothing, etc., and just go click, 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 click. Okay, all right, that's NPC. Click, 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 click. Okay, that's NPC. Oh, that's my keyboard I just hit. And so this is kind of the early idea behind that. All right, so now let's get back to a favorite character that has received a lot of positivity for its concept, the pudding. So when I first started developing the pudding was to start off as a very simple slime, generic, run-of-the-mill, everyday slime. Yeah, sure, okay. I haven't seen that before. A slime, you say? Oh, original. So this was the original idea right here. Just this is outline sketch or sprite sketch for it, and then it's being colored a few days later, showing a bit of transparency in that sprite. Let me zoom in on this one. All this screen space in this tiny window. Oh, swing and a miss. Why is it so hard to catch corners on Max? All right, so here's our slime. Little ahoge as well on our slime. Little beady eyes. It's so cute and adorable. And yeah, no. But, and then here's it animated. So working on that. Still has very cute facial expressions. It's a dope slime. Well, the slime's dead. You know what? This slime right here, that was going to be a party member, is now an enemy, because it's not slime anymore. And we'll get to that later. Yeah, so this was the animation for it. But thank you. I'm sorry. You just referred to it as dope, and I did not say thank you. Thank you. And then here's it jumping in the air. Yeah. It was interesting trying to set that up with the transparencies and everything. So that was our slime. I don't have the file here for it. Actually, hold on. Let me go grab it real quick. I wonder if I have it. think it might be in one of my other files. Anyway, so oh no, Quex, I'm so sorry. I just realized what I said. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Signs are good. Signs are friendly. Signs are the best. That's why everything's a pudding now. Everything's a pudding because slimes are cool. Um I'm new to this? Question mark? uh um all right, so that's all the character sprites. We'll get to the pudding later in terms of we'll get to that pudding later once I start showing off various different screenshots. All right, so we're going back in time again. We're going back to 2018. So when I first started on this game, oh, actually, let's not do that. Let's do this one here. Oh my gosh, these corners are so hard to grab. Mac, please, thank you. So when I first started working on this game, I was going to do a standard RPG Maker format, overhead view, eight directional body character movement, um, your standard RPG Maker game. So this is one of the early towns I worked on as I was kind of drafting the idea, and then from the summer of 2018 to October 15th, 2008. By the way, as I snort. By the way, here's another reason why you want to date your files so you can remember. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, I did that all the way back on such and such. So date your files. It's very helpful. Um, so this was a draft of this one town, and then I updated it to be a little more towny. Is that the word? Towny, yes. Um, Show off more additional sprites, details, and things like that. By the way, all the sprites for my games are all original. As an artist, Latino, get out of here. Date my files? I don't even know if they like me. Half of me is dying on the inside. Half of me is loving it so much. Those are my kind of jokes. those are jokes that cater to my heart. um, but as I was saying, yeah. So as an artist, I want everything to be original. Yes, it's a lot of work for one person to pretty much do everything, but it's who I am. It's who I am. I want to show off. Yes, it means everything's gonna take forever. So be it. I've waited this long. I can wait a few more years. So that's a draft of this town right here. Um, Here is humongous. Oh, geez, grab that corner. Here is a humongous early, early, super duper early draft of me concepting the battle system. So this was actually all done in the engine. All I did was simply just change some background images. This does not even use the internal common files of RPG Maker. And so you can see some early battle artwork for the our player characters here. I will say it definitely screams early work. As I die on the inside, as I look at what I have done here, but like you got unfinished artwork in the HUD down there, one that's not even colored yet. But it was just, again, it's just concepting, trying to figure things out, understand the engine, because another thing I'm doing, original artwork, original hand-drawn artwork, original sprites, original environments, original programming. I might be wearing too many hats. Just a few too many hats. The only thing that I'm not doing is music, because I don't have a rhythm to begin with. I can't even keep a rhythm, so why should I even bother trying to compose music? That's the only thing that I am not doing as I develop this game. So what is this? Oh, this is just me sitting at home. Hey y'all, this is me. This is me back in my old apartment, back when I used to live in another city, just chilling with my old Alienware laptop. I think this is me trying to show off setting up a custom system for inventory. Yeah, it looks like I was trying to do a shoot, what's the word? Crafting system. And so on the left hand side was me doing the code for it. Okay, yeah, nothing fancy. Dumb. Ah, yeah. So, and then this one right here. This is more display stuff. So this would have been part of the shop system at the time when I was working on this. And so showing the custom display, this would show you what you currently have equipped, the stats on that, and then the selected item in the shop to show you how it affects your stats, as well as the skills or attributes that would be applied at the time. Nerd, if you think that's beautiful, oh, hold on to your hat. We're just getting started. So that is that was an old system for the shop system, which is now also obsolete because this was all the way back in 2018. This was me still trying to figure out systems and how I want this game to play out for the user. Y'all, I just want to point out that my voice is already giving out. I have not talked this much. It's not even 2 hours. I have not talked this much in so long that my voice is not used to it anymore. So I got to train them vocal cords. So that's 2018. 2019. So 2019. Okay, yeah. So this is when I switched to a side view. Yeah. Yeah, I tried doing plugins too, Latino Gamer, but so let me explain something about myself. Whenever I come across things that only give me 90% of what I want, I usually say, F it, toss it aside, I'll do it myself. As a Mac user, it was a pain to find a now playing system that did exactly what I wanted it to do. I found ones that would only do some of it, or would not work half the time, or it would just crash in the middle of being used. This music tracker right now that you see on the stream, I wrote myself. I said, F it, nothing does what I want it to do the way I wanted to do, I will write it myself. You're out of breath after 10 minutes on your first stream? Yeah, it ain't easy. I said, I was posting this on the socials, on the blue skies, that, well, first thing first is I was very nervous, and I'm still feeling a bit nervous doing this again, but I was like, it's just gonna be like riding a bike. You just gotta get used to it again, and I'm sure it'll be smooth sailing from there forward. Do you have a set of lungs now? Yeah, nerd. I've seen how much gooing. Oh, sorry, that's Quex. Quex does the gooing. Gooding, the good that you've been doing on your streams. I forgot what I was talking about. I'm old. I forget things easily now. I can't remember what I had for lunch. Oh, right. I hadn't had lunch. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. I would say that's the reason why I lurk in nerd streams as well. It's just Hold on, let me take a few steps back here. It's the reason why I lurk in so many of the RPG Maker dev community streams is the energy, the positivity, the support that everyone has for each other is absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that it's almost like y'all are all a team. It's like, even though you're all working on your own separate projects and doing your own thing, I feel like there's this feeling of being a team. Oh yeah, a community. It's a community, John. That's what it's called. I said my real name. Sucks. I meant to say sucks. My name is very generic. That it's just this is how supportive a community everyone is. That they'll help each other, they'll support each other, they're positive to each other. It's really amazing. By the way, also as a designer, as I learned working with the rest of my my department, my teammates over there, we sure do like to talk to each other a lot. So we say our names to ourselves a lot. What's this, Latino? I've mostly been using plugins because I wanted to get something done for Game Jam. I still had to write some JavaScript for the main feature I wanted for my battle system. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do things yourself because it doesn't quite cut it. So brain. What are we talking about? Nuggies? We're talking about nuggies? No, I'm hungry. Back to this. All right, so this screenshot right here from 2019. Yeah, 2019. So this is when I switched to wanting to make my game a side-scrolling format. So one thing I want to try to differentiate myself from the other RPG Maker games is that I don't want it to be your standard top-down view. So I want to try to make it like this weird blend of your action-adventure games with your standard turn-based battle systems. And let me tell you what. I have been racking my brain on this for a very long time. I think I finally have the concepts down on how I want to do this. But it was a real pain in the butt to make a action RPG style game format, or a side-scrolling action adventure game style format, while still using the random encounter system. Point and click style game? Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've seen some of the things you can do in RPG Maker, some of the ridiculous things you can do in RPG Maker game. It's just a matter of sitting down and constantly tweaking it, concepting it, thinking about the pluses and minuses, pros and cons. There's a lot of work, but it's probably something that could work. It's just a matter of just trying to piece it all together. Quex. Quote of the day right there. Quote of the day. I want to make something where people are like, no way, that's RPG Maker? You and everyone else. Hi, I'm going to raise my hand. That is me. 100%. That's why I'm so adamant on so many different aspects of my game. Again, yes, it's going to take time. But, well, number one, I want people to be able to say, wow, that's RPG Maker. But number two, I want people to look at it and go, okay, all right. If you can do that with RPG Maker, what can I do with RPG Maker? Maybe I did something. Let me try that again. I made a game earlier this year in Ren'Py engine that might work better for a point-and-click game. Oh yeah, and let's not forget also there are also very other engines out there that are well suited for various different things. Not to talk about work again. I'm going to talk about my job again. It's one thing I keep telling my coworkers as well, or in a lot of new people that come in. Every software has its place. yes, you can design something in this program. We'll say, yeah, yes, you can design something in Adobe Photoshop. Yes, I know that's where you're comfortable in. But if you're doing a layout, trust me, InDesign is your better option. Design your graphics in Photoshop, bring them into InDesign, and just have them talk to each other. Or, someone will design something in Illustrator. It's like, oh, that would actually work better as a bitmap. You should probably work that in Photoshop instead. Every software has its place and its usefulness. Hell, I even considered dumping this and going to Game Maker. Then I realized I am not scripting all those databases. This is a work stream. Well, sort of working, right? Hey, streaming is a job, sort of. It's a thankless, payless job at this moment, but it's a job. I lost my train of thought again. Yes, you can hammer in a nail with a heavy wrench, but there's a hammer right there. Thank you, Latino. Yes, exactly. Exactly. A hobby with benefits. Welcome to the chat. All right, I'm not even gonna bother. All right, look, I am not gonna trip over myself. I forgot how to pronounce their name. You missed my streams. I missed my streams too. Where were they recording? I've been looking all over for them. It's been so long. Welcome. It's been so long. Come here. Come here. Come here for a hug. Too close. Too close. Back. Yeah. We're doing this again for some reason. I lost my train of thought again. Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm old. I'm forgetful. Let's talk RPG Maker, shall we? All right. So this is me trying to do the side view idea. It's been a while, so yeah, I'm getting myself mixed up here. RPG Maker comes with elements, stat parameters, an inventory system, enemy database, troops. It's got it all, so you can just launch and land. Exactly, nerd. Exactly. Why should I bother myself with admin when I can be just focused on this? Isn't that right? My job. No. Affinity publisher this year for tabletops. Ooh, much nicer than Word. What was it that? Yeah. There was something that I was like, oh hi y'all can see my notification up there, can't you? I thought I had Do Not Disturb turned on. Do Not Disturb turned on. Hold on. Let me quit Discord real quick so y'all don't see my messages and that my phone only gets them. It's only my best friend talking to me. She's complaining about her job. Though honestly, her job sucks because she always gets home late and never on time, and so it makes me sad. Just a little FYI, my best friend, I live with my best friend, so because we can't afford anything because rent is stupidly expensive. Why is rent so stupidly expensive? RPG Maker. Let's talk RPG Maker. I'm gonna get back on track. Honestly, I will. Trust me. Ooh, what's that over there? Ooh, shiny object. You delete the VOD. Yeah, I think I set my VODs to not publish so I can go back and re-edit them and just upload a different one. Anyway, so this is an early concept for the side view. This is back in 2019. We are getting back on track. We are focusing. Stay focused. And so this was me working with a flat 2D plane, kind of like your old school games. So there's a lot of foreground, as you can see. So the idea was I would put a HUD right there, an always on HUD for various different things and whatnot. And that's a floating door. You might be asking yourself, sucks, why is there a floating door? To which I say, why are you asking that? Ignore the door. It's just a door. Doesn't matter. So yeah, this is just me. This is me just testing the elements and whatnot. RGB maker. Honestly, Quex, for a second there, I was gonna say, did I really say that? Did I actually say RGB maker? Because honestly, sometimes the words that come out of my mouth are like, oh wait, did I flub that? So early concept for that, different sprite work, barrels and things. This is actually, I will say, I did cheat and import some of the things from some of the older sprites and just modify the angle a little bit. This is me testing various different layerings with a plugin as well. So to try to handle things like shadows and move behind various different objects to give more of a three-dimensional feel. Something that was outside the capabilities of RPG Maker. That was through plugins. That doesn't matter anymore because I'm not using those plugins anymore. In fact, I'm using something brand new. And we'll talk about that one later. Today, I don't know. RGB Maker, when you need to make new colors. But don't we have infinite colors? New colors. Buy it. Oh yeah, so this is me again concepting interfaces. So oh yeah. So this would have been the shop engine at the time. So this was me kind of concepting the idea of, okay, what would the shop look like when you open it up? By the way, I think that's what the door was for. I think the door was for this. Let me zoom in on this. Zoom. So yeah. So the idea would have been you have your shop items on one side, and a picture of NPC on the other, and then all your statistics. And look at all them broken icons. I'm making you want to do more RPG Maker stuff? Oh, that's a shame. Hey, Quex, maybe you should do some more RPG Maker stuff. Just saying. Do it. Do it on top of all the other things you're doing. Just put it on the list. Like everything else. I mean, and then you can work on it during your copious amount of free time. Like everything else. I will say that's one of the things that I've derailed again. I'm sorry, y'all. I've derailed. So, given the fact that I'm so focused on working on a game right now, I have an immense backlog of games and anime to get to. Anime, I'm not too concerned with, because at the same part of me is kind of happy because it won't influence me, and I the more I avoid things, the less I'll be influenced or subconsciously influenced by something, the better. But games, oh man, the backlog of games. I just recently got the new Mario and Luigi game. I just bought Sonic and Shadows, was it Sonic Cross Shadow Generation? Where Sonic Generations Cross? I don't know. Shadow, that new one that just came out. Sonic Generations is awesome. Sonic Generations is awesome. More of it, please. I got that. All the digital downloads, etc., etc. Yeah, lots of games. So yeah. Making time for stuff is hard. Men die, beasts die, even continents perish. Only the backlog is eternal. Right up there with the roaches. Anyway, so yeah, that was this concept. Okay. Cool beans. All right, so this is the early costumes for these characters animated. So this is me working with the 9 frames of animation that I chose to do using Galv's animation frames plugin. I believe that's what it's called. And so trying my best to keep it very detailed. Again, Suikoden, big part of my influence for character animations. But this is obsolete. This means nothing. But there it is. Animated running. Old style. So all right, more concepts. Okay. So this is my test room. Grab the corner. Y'all are seeing that, right? I'm grabbing it. So this is me testing out the jumping. And so various different numbers, very different little objects on place here showing me things that can be interacted with, or what you can't see are hidden events for various different things to handle the jumping system. Like I said, so because I was trying to work on, I want to work on something that's 2D based, action adventure style game with a turn-based battle system. Search Adventure, that's another one that people love. Metroidvania, that's called for what it really is. Metroidvania is another thing I want to try to incorporate. So find something here. Oh, hey, I remember that one thing back all the way over there. Let's go back there and see what that does. So that's what this is all about, just me trying to test the jumping system very early on. And this right here is me testing pushing objects. Let me make that bigger. So yeah, so this is me testing the idea of trying to build the jumping mechanic inside RPG Maker's eventing system, and trying to make it all work together. So what? Whoopsie doodles. So what this one is about right here is this is latching onto an object so you can push it. But I also want the character to be able to jump on said object. So if you see above the big red box, you'll see two X's on the left and right hand side. And those are there to permit jumping up and down. So when you move said box, those will move with it. So every X is essentially telling the game, no, you cannot pass. Gandalf here is like with his stick going, no, no, bad. So that's what this X is about. So when you jump on the box, those X's that move are telling the system, no, you cannot pass through here anymore. You are now, yeah, see, it's like, no, you can't. But at the same time, I also want to show that, okay, when you push an object to an edge, that object needs to fall down. That has permission to do so. So that's what this is all about. So me just testing things out, trying to set up common events to allow all of these various different systems in place. I haven't touched it since. It's something that I will have to go back to eventually, but I'm only one person. Let's see, what's this? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, all right. So I ran into a little snag when I was programming a lot of this, trying to handle this push system, this jump on block system, trying to get all to incorporate with each other, as well as falling down. This is me literally programming my frustrations. Just kick the stupid box. Just kick it. I don't care anymore. There, it's down. It's moved from an upper platform to a lower platform. I give up. Now, not to say it's not something that I can also still go back to and use. So, just again, concepting, trying to come up with ideas. That was all the way back in 2019. 2020. So this is me testing out an idea for an enemy sprite. And the idea would be is that when you defeat it, its fuse goes off and oh no, our little bomb friend. Oh no. Yeah, so this is like a fire elemental that's, well, I mean, it's no different than your Final Fantasy bombs, but it actually looks like a bomb. That's the biggest difference. And also it's far cuter. Mine's far, far cuter. Granted, the ones from Final Fantasy are meant to look like monsters, so, yeah. So that was me concepting that idea. Let's see, what's this? This concept. So this concept right here is me working with layers again. I can't believe I don't have the animation for this. Makes me sad. And this is me testing. This isn't like I'm using, what's that plugin called? There's a plugin that allows you to do very different lighting effects. at the time I was not aware of this, didn't know it existed. So this is actually just pictures on pictures to once again show 3D, three-dimensional stuff, as well to simulate lighting effects. And so what you're looking at here, so the foreground object is a picture given a blur effect to show that's very close to the camera. The lights coming through the trees, I believe, are 3 separate layers. So these are 3 separate PNGs on top of each other that will move as you move with the map, each with moving at their own different distances. To oops, hit the mic. Moving at different quote speeds. So again, to show depth, to show 3-dimensional movement. Same thing with the background. The background is also a parallax style format, where it's the trees move at different distances, different speeds. So a lot of layering going on here. So Nerd, I noticed that you've been working with the 3D plugin. I have been itching very hard. I probably should stop itching. Probably should take some medicine for that. Tempted to switch to that just so I can parallax to my heart's content. Another influence for me is a company by the name of Treasure, back in the old school days, who did a lot of effects in video games that you thought would not be possible. And one thing they love to do is a lot of parallax scrolling. And so that is something that is also has been in my mind. I want to show so much. I'm sorry, microphone, and sorry to listeners. Since I'm doing the whole PNG tuber thing, what you can't see is me moving my hands around a lot. I'm a hand person. When I talk, my hands move. Anyway, so I keep bumping the microphone. Sorry about that. So I want to try to be able to do a lot of depth, 2D depth. Kind of like was it the 2D HD games from Square, like your Octopath Travelers and things like that. I want to be able to show depth to the world. And so this is me sampling with that, with various different layers and transparent PNGs and things like that. Yeah, so, and this one right here. So this one is just showing more of that detail of the lighting that I had set up, as well as different background layers and whatnot. The grass moving over all the objects, and the detail of the sprites themselves. You talk with your non-existent hands all the time. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have hands too. I'm just a t-shirt and a piece of paper. Cough. I've linked my YouTube. If you really want to see this balding old man, you can go watch those old videos as well. And find the real me. Yeah, so this is just showing more of the transparency effects from the layered PNGs with the lighting effects that I was trying to achieve. If you like the platforming and you find yourself having to script the whole thing, you don't want script the whole thing and don't want to, I can recommend Tomoaki, I hope I got that right, platforming plugin. It's only available in MV, but if you know JavaScript, you can port to MZ. I'm still learning JavaScript. It's basically old school Sonic Mario jumping. Nevertheless, I will keep that in mind. Thank you for bringing that up. And hey, text edit, Notepad, my best friend. We're just gonna bring you over here, and we're gonna take some notes. Noted. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll still look into it, and I'll read through the script just to verify some things. See if maybe I'm a stubborn person. I am a stubborn person when it comes to getting things to work. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So this is the aptly named Green Forest. I know. The marketing team was out for the day. And so what this shows right here is the several maps coming together within the RPG Maker limitations of map sizes. And so because it's a little hard to do a side scroller at a certain sprite size with RPG Maker because there are map size limitations that keep getting in my way. Or I should say there were. We'll talk about that later. We have lots of things to talk about later. That's to say, my limitations are no longer limited. So this is just me showing, just how everything connects together within a screen size resolution. So my resolution that I'm working with is actually a variation of the... Oh, why did that update? Well, that was weird. I didn't do that. That was a computer. It's like, I'm going to resize this. The resolution that I'm working with is kind of keep it in tow with, in the Marty music, yeah, it's keeping in tow with screen size resolution of the PlayStation era style games, which would be 320 by 240. I upped it a bit to fit 69, as well as to keep within the pixel aspect ratio of a 16:9 screen, so that scaling is perfect on every time. So the resolution I'm working with is 640 by 360, which scales perfectly to other 16:9 resolutions. So your 1080p's, your 720p's, and so forth. It all fits within that range. So I'm working within that range, which is still similar to the old PlayStation style eras of the day. I say PlayStation style, just the resolutions. I can English. It's my only language. I can't speak it. No, I did take 6 years of Japanese and flush that down the toilet. Good job, me. Thumbs up. Yeah, so this just shows how it's all connected together. This one. This one I found. Let me do this. Can it work this way? So, this is showing you how typically my sprites come together. No different than any other sprite. Or any color art for that matter as well. What I do is I draw out what I want. And so I'll just use basic colors. 2 colors, 3 color. Keep it very simple. And just draw the outline of everything that I want. And so for this one, I was working on the riverbank for this area right here. And so that's how it started out. And that's how it ended up. So we started here. No, we didn't. We started here. So we started here. So very basic, flat colors, flat shading, flat lines, everything. And then we ended up here. When you start adding in all the various different details. So I added a river shadow, all the various different shadows on the bank. The grass changed color. You got all your shadows in the back as the river goes into the back, off into the distance as you try to show that depth. Probably should add it to the river water as well. That's fine. And of course, you got your flat colors for the mountains in the back as well, because when things are far off in the distance, color kind of always blends together. So that's kind of how my sprite work happens, especially with environments, is just do the outlines, forget the details, get an idea of what you want for the base format to work, then come back in and start adding in the details. Just like painting, just like digital art, just like a lot of other different forms of artwork. So that was that one. Speaking of details, so this right here is showing the evolution of my sprites, where it started back in 2018, refinement, 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 all the way later, a few months later in 2019. So as you can see, very basic, very plain, very boring. Then the next one over, I started getting some ideas for some details. Like, okay, all right, I got a general idea, I got some concept here, but wasn't quite exactly what I was looking for. Then I did the third one in the middle, put that all together. That's way too detailed. That's way too detailed for what I'm trying to achieve. Nevertheless, I carried on with it, did some more work, kind of expanded it out, show the repeating objects for the tile set. Then at the very end, I was like, no, dump it. Dump it. This is what I want. This is how I want it to look like. So using 4 to 5 colors, shadows, very strong shadows for the design and everything. I guess I should also talk about inspiration from another place. So by that point, there's a style that I wanted to achieve. There's a coloring style that I want to achieve with my sprites. Someone with their car out there, boom, boom, boom. And so my go-to is a video game for the Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, called Beyond Oasis. And so the reason this one caught my attention the most is because that game has an art style to it where it has like that anime look on a very small screen. And so it uses a lot of flat colors, a lot of heavy shading in various different spots with as few colors as possible. And I was like, boom, that right there. I like that style. That is exactly what I want to achieve with my game. And so the tree here at the very end is a rendition of that, using that kind of style of coloring that they use, where it's very strong shadows at the very end with a very heavy, deep color. And so that's what that's about right there. Okay, y'all, I've been going for a couple of hours. I need to use the bathroom. I need to take a break. I need something to drink. So I'm gonna disappear for just a couple of minutes, maybe 3, and to go take care of myself. So I will I will be right back. I want to say, that for my first stream back, I want to say thank you very much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me as I get back in the saddle again doing this. Hello again. Yeah, I took off my coat. Now I'm like, oh, I feel weird. But apparently it's warming up again. This weather, I don't know. Yeah, so where are we at? Probably should switch scenes. Alright, so that's the other thing. Alright, so speaking of tech issues, I was talking about just before I went on break. So apparently the Mac version of OBS does not play too kindly with hotkeys, especially where it comes to mute and unmute. Just, I guess, something about the system setup, securities, and all that kind of jazz. Because I saw a lot of people recommending third-party programs for that. So yeah, that's annoying. Where are we at? We're still in 2020. Okay, all right. Where are we at right now? Oh. All right, this. So, when you make massive edits to your sprites, be mindful about how it's going to alter your currently existing layouts. Whoops. I was going to trash this area anyway, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, that would happen when you change the tile setup. Alright. Okay, I am so proud of this. Stupidly proud of this. Alright, so as I try to set up our nice little village town and whatnot, one thing that I usually never see is, wait, hold on. Shouldn't there be clothes out, hanging, drying? You know, people don't just dry stuff in their homes. This is a fancy world, and also there's no technology for it. So I am very proud of my clothesline here of various different clothing and wash bins and whatnot. I'm giving myself a pat on the back right now. Yeah, good job, me. I know it's something dumb to be proud of, but yeah, I'm happy. All right. Okay. Speaking of towns. Okay. Yeah. So this is a look at some of the early town sprite stuff. So this right here is showing off the concept of how the homes are going to look with the style that I adopted for my game. And so we got our fence, got our basic chimney going on here, simple home style. Probably a little too nice looking, but this is a style that would carry on for currently what I'm doing right now. So it also looks very small now that I look at it. That's a very tiny home. I did fix that later. Yeah, because now I think about that second floor. Be hitting your head just jumping in that house. Maybe it's for hobbits. I don't know. Mouse, where you at? Okay, yeah, so this is me taking existing objects from my early maps and importing them into the 2D style format, or the side-scrolling format. And so the idea is you have some traveling merchants. So I'm not gonna really do shops like most RPGs. I'm gonna have shops in areas that would make sense, like big towns. Kingdoms, and things like that. But you'll be coming across various different like farming villages and just small places like that where shops don't exist. So to alleviate that problem, I figure, okay, let's do a traveling merchant that somehow ends up in every small quaint village that you are at. Suspicious. How does that keep happening? So this right here is just showing them how they would pitch up their tents, set up their goods. You have the carriage for carrying all the goods, the crates and whatnot. And then me not wanting to draw horses or animate horses or any livestock for that matter, as I decided to equip said carriage with a engine of some sort. Is that cheating? That's cheating. I know, it's cheating. It's lazy. Now, granted, this is old. I might change my mind. You know, I might actually incorporate actual animals. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I do have a pig. I did do a pig. somewhere in here. Honestly, the least of my worries right now. It's such a minor thing at the moment. So, but nevertheless, this is just me again going with the idea of, okay, traveling merchant. How would they handle everything? What would they do? So, pitching up tents. Okay. I gotta zoom in on this one. So, this is me refining sprites. So on the left-hand side is what I originally came up with for this brick wall. And now granted, the brick wall is nicely detailed and has a lot of color going for it, but the problem is it just looks like somebody threw a noise filter onto these sprites. It feels incoherent, inconsistent, and just jagged, very jagged and sharp, and just doesn't feel like a brick wall. So my refinement came back in after, again, studying the sprite work of Beyond Oasis and trying to understand how they handle colors and everything like that, is what I did right here. So first thing first is we put some lighting effects on it. So we start with a light color on top and then go into a deeper shadow towards the bottom, using as very few colors as possible. I want to say I used 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this just uses 4 colors. So as you get further down, fewer and fewer colors get used to create more, the shadow and the depth of this wall right here. And so that's just the things you learn, the things you do as you get better and better at this. All right, so 2021. Okay. Hey, it's our pudding. We finally get to see him in sprite form. All right, so this is some early work of the sprites for as I got closer and closer to trying to figure out the characters and who they are and their quote final costumes. And one thing that has been removed is the cat ear hoodie on our magician right here. But this gives you an idea of showing off various different character heights, which is, again, something that's very, very important to me. Working with sprites of this size and bigger now, it's very important to me that, well, look, they all can't be the same. These are very detailed sprites. You can show a height difference. And so that's what this is about right here. So we got our short pudding. Isn't he adorable? And the various different characters that you will be a part of. This is your main cast right here. There's only 4 characters because I'm trying to make my life a little easier in some way. Just teensy bit. So you got your cook, you got your mage, you got your generic hero, and your pudding. I mean, you're probably wondering, like, exactly what can a pudding do? Because you got the cook, who is your healer. You got your mage, who's your standard mage. You got your hero, who's going to be your neutral character. But what does a pudding do? Jello pudding pops. Look. All right. Hold on. I don't care what anyone says. Vanilla pudding is amazing. Vanilla flavor in general is amazing. People talking about, oh man, vanilla is just like the most basic. I'm like, no, it's the best. You take it back. It's also very versatile. So let's not forget that part. Oh, okay. So, back before I started using Aseprite, or however you pronounce it. Grab it. Before I started using that program to start doing my sprite work, which was actually very, very recently. I think in the past 3 or 4 weeks, I finally just started using it. I did all myself in Photoshop because it was my comfort zone. And so when working on the character sprites, to allow myself to work on things like the costumes and such, and ensure that things can be easily switched out, flipped around, inserted in, I had 10,000 different layers just for the various different parts. I don't do that anymore. It's not that insane anymore. I've lightened up a bit. Okay, here we go. So, 2021. I finally start getting the animations done and everything like that for our characters right here. Our mage isn't quite complete yet. I got the clothing underneath because it was obviously you start bottom to top for her dress right there, and then on the far right hand side, the coat is there, but it just has not been animated at this time. Same thing with our hero on the left hand side, the two left hand. So again, top to bottom. So I was showing that, okay, well, here's what the character would look like if they didn't have their extra shirt on, their overshirt on, and then here it is like so. Because I do plan to do costumes, because who doesn't love costumes? Who doesn't love trying out just different outfits, especially silly ones? There will be silly ones, of course. But also for just different moments in the game, because there will be times where, hey, look, when the characters might just be relaxing. Well, if they're relaxing, they wouldn't be wearing all their stuff. They'd probably hang it up, just be in just some general clothing or just more casual attire. And so that's something that I want to make sure I am able to easily incorporate, because it just makes sense. I want this to be, I wouldn't say realistic, but just where people can go, oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't think about that when they play this game. Oops, I hit the microphone again. When they look at this game, I just want them to go, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that would happen for such and such. Oh yeah, I guess they would do that for this and that. Or I guess that would be happening when people are just relaxing around a campfire. These kind of things would probably happen. I want it to feel lively, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But I have ideas. I have this world, and I'm trying to think of things that make them more human. That's probably the best way to do it. I want these characters to feel human for a bunch of dots on screen. Right, and that, okay, so this is when I got the dress animate, or the full coat animated as well for our mage. Granted, again, these sprites mean nothing anymore because they're now obsolete and have been since replaced. But 9 frames animation, again, all around. Gotta make sure you get all the details, especially the bobbin hair. Okay, and so this is again more layering effect, showing the detail of the sprites and just running behind trees and objects, showing objects in the foreground, objects in the background. Again, giving depth to our map right here. Crazy enough is actually I did this using just the tile system in RPG Maker, the built-in tile system. I don't remember how. I'm sure I still have the files, but that was 3 years ago. It's a mod change. But I've since then I moved on to a new system for working on my sprites or working on my maps, which is far more beneficial. So 2022 is a bum year because I had nothing to show off. 2023, oh yeah, pretty okay. So this right here, yeah. Oops. That's the wrong program. That is my ID software. Let's try this. Open with QuickTime. Okay. So this is showing off one of my maps as it comes closer and closer to completion. Still rough around the edges, various different spots, but this is kind of going. This falls in line with what I wish to achieve with my maps in terms of the artwork for it, sprite work for it. So showing just different layering and whatnot. One thing that I wanted to go back and include is actually the crops actually shifting as you run through them, and then showing off the waterfall effect. The waterfall effect is actually going to be 3 pieces. This is only just showing a 1 piece, just to show the flow and movement. You got your shadow underneath the bridge, moving back and forth, but easy to get rusty on stuff. You want to talk rusty? Let's talk my joints. But yeah, so that's what this is here. This is just showing off a more completed vision of what my goal is in terms of the overall design. In fact, one thing is I've set a proper goal for myself. Finally, long overdue. And so right now, my goal is to finish this town, to get all the sprite work done on it, to get all the various different interactions set up on it, to get all the NPCs set up on it, and to pretty much build it into an introductory demo, to where it will also have a dummy to fight to show off the concept behind the battle system. Essentially, this will be my demo. Oh, thank you. This will be my demo to start off with. You know, granted, there's not going to be any actual story. It's just I guess demo probably wouldn't be the correct word for it. What? There is a word for it. It's more of a presentation piece, I guess, probably the best way to put it. To show you, okay, here's this person, here's my vision of my game. Again, here's how the sprite's going to look, here's how the characters look, here's how the interactions are going to work, etc., etc. Because I feel like I've been working on this for so long that I'm getting antsy. That I have nothing in the slightest to show in a complete, in a sort of completed way. So that's my idea right now. My idea is, let's use this town as a presentation, as a demo reel. Probably better. Prototype. Yeah, prototype. That's probably, yeah, prototype, demo reel. Something to show off everything. To show off my my vision, essentially. All right, 2024, what we got? Prototype? Yeah, oh yeah, prototypes are definitely used in game dev. And then things like, you know, you got like your alpha builds and your beta builds, just like kind of like why this folder is referred to as alpha. Because this is the alpha build of the game. This is very early on. This is all just concepting, testing systems, making sure they work. Now I'm concerning myself with finished sprite work. All right, so here is where we are finally at. So this is as of this month. Is it still November? Oh, I'm sorry, technically last month. At the bottom is where we were at. What, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I said? Where I thought I had a final concept, where I thought I had an idea of what my sprites and my characters' costumes and who they were to be. Nope. Above that is where we're at right now. Bigger sprites, more detail. Well, in the case of our hero, outfit isn't really that changed, but our mage character in an outfit that is certainly more comfortable looking, just looking at it, but also more fitting with who her character is supposed to be, and or who I want her to be, and the such. Just, man, those bigger sprites are just so much nicer, so much more detail, so expressive. It's already just like that. Not to toot my own horn. And oh, speaking of heights, yeah. So like I said, I'm very adamant about making sure my character heights are all very different. So much so that I actually have a spreadsheet set up with a formula to convert inches, their height of inches, to pixels, to make sure everything is scaled properly. I'm a bit of a picky person, but thank you, nerd. But yeah, so this I do have a spreadsheet that keeps track of all of that kind of stuff, because I want to make sure I'm consistent somewhere. Okay, all right. So that's that. I've showed off all of that. Maps. So I've heard mapping a lot is a lot of fun. So much fun. People love to map. Mapping is great. Let's talk maps real quick. So I am a user of Tiled, and I will say it has become an absolutely tremendous. Can you please stop? Select that. It has become an absolute tremendous help in my development of my maps. Ignore all the broken sprites. Work in progress. Things are changing. It's an ever evolving process. So I use Tiled and the Tiled plugin for RPG Maker because it gives me so much more versatility in terms of what I want to do, as well as to be able to easily visually put things together, and so forth. So because of that, it also gives me the capability that I want to be able to envision how does the map connect together. Mapping events are your faves, but you shy away from the database. Oh, Quex. I would say the one thing I fear the most right now is balancing. I am not looking forward to setting up enemies, troops, figuring out the stats of the enemies, figuring the stats of the character's progression at the time, and making sure everything is not too easy and not too hard. I fear it so much. Yeah, so I'm a user of Tiled, and like I said, it's been an absolute help in terms of setting things up and visually being able to see my maps. But one thing I didn't realize that I was using it wrong in one aspect. So I've been sizing all these maps based on the limitations of RPG Maker's mapping sizes. I didn't realize that Tiled does not care about that. Tile's like, no, make your map the size that you want to. So I'm having to rework some things, but because of that, I'm going back to some of my other maps and reconsidering their size. And so this is one of the field maps, an early draft of one of the field maps. But the one thing with Tala is going to make it easy is I have one thing like here on this hill where the character is going to run down this slope right here. Oops, let me zoom in a little more. Where the character is going to run down this slope right here and actually come behind this hill, run up, and then come up on the other side of this hill. And so those are kind of the little things that matter to me. Just showing like, well, if you're running on a hill, wouldn't this actually happen? I'm like, yeah, that would happen. But yeah, big maps. Thankfully, I do have a potato of a PC, which I was originally going to stream with when I was having problems earlier this weekend. Thankfully, I don't have to use it, but I do have a potato of a PC that I can actually pull out and test with to handle things like performance, because obviously that's the other thing that is a strong consideration right now is what's the performance like. Oops. Hello, microphone. What's the performance like going to be, especially if I'm going to be loading large maps with lots of tiles on them. So there's also that test. So yeah, that's game making for you, isn't it? Right? Just test this, test that, make sure this works, make sure that works, be considerate of this, be considerate of that. So this is going to be one of the early fields that you run off. Yeah, this map over here, this is a massive heavy draft. So here, was it? It's F? No, G. F. Oh, I haven't used it in so long. It's this. Yeah, here we go. Nope. All right. So yeah. So this is what a very early draft map looks like. As you can see, the fields are just marked numbers, and that's my determination on various different things like depth, positioning, layering, etc. So I work with a system right here that kind of pretty much defines various different aspects of what the map is supposed to be. That way, when I test it, I can see, okay, I'm on this tile type, so I need to adjust this, or I need to go back and look at that, etc., etc. It's like how F here refers to field, B here refers to beach, W refers to water, and so forth. T is tree, M is mountain. So that's how I, well, here's that word again. This is how I kind of prototype things to make sure, hey, when I play this, does it all work out? So there's that. There's one more thing I wanted to show off. Let me see here. Out of the way. I don't know if it still works. Hold on, maybe I've been doing a lot of tinkering. I can't remember if it's still functioning or not. So let's load up RPG Maker. And let me see if my menu system is still functioning proper. I know I was fiddling with something, stopped in the middle of it, and I don't think I ever went back to fix it. Well, we gotta wait for things to boot up. And it is now Steam. Steam. Actually, I'm surprised it's actually running a lot slower than usual. I guess it was running an update. Alright, where's my RPG Maker? Where's my RPG Maker? No, actually, no, really, where's... You okay there, computer? No? There, oh, jeez, okay. I can't blame the streaming because I'm using a dual PC setup. Alright. Let's see here. Is this it? Hold on. Let me double check here. Events. Nope. Nope. This one. Okay, right, this one. Alright, so here, set starting position, player. Let me turn off. Toggled off. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Save. Stupid computer. Oh, speaking of stupid. Yeah, and then. So the Mac version of RPG Maker, it gets a little finicky with the NWJS player, and that sometimes it just doesn't want to load. Oh, there we go. Oh no, she's naked. You didn't see that. You didn't see this. Hide. Think of the children. All right, full screen that. There we go. All right. So hopefully this still works. All right. So this is gonna be my menu system. I've been working very diligently on this, and so you have your different options here at the very top. The various different text inside these circles will eventually be turned into icons. So every time you switch to a different one, on the upper left-hand corner, it tells you which section you highlighted. At the very bottom is a info bar that tells you what that section is. So, you know, you got enchanters. Okay, well, I'm giving away some stuff about my game. The enchanters is the system for your skill setup. And I guess I'll talk about that if it still works. Hopefully it doesn't break. At the very bottom, as well, as well is the controller setup. So currently it's defaulted to the Xbox controller, but what's going to happen here is those icons at the very bottom will change based on the input that you will be using. So if you're using keyboard, it'll use keyboard. If you're using custom keys, it'll show your custom key setup. An entire system of customization is being worked on because custom keys is very important to people. I have watched many streams where people have complained, I can't set up, I can't change the keys. It uses this format, it uses that format. No, no, I'm going to resolve that immediately. In fact, actually, I had that same issue. I can't remember whose game I was playing. Actually, no, I think it was a modern game, a modern console game, where it's like I couldn't change the controller setup, and it was like they had these two action buttons in the weirdest spots for me, and it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. So there we go. All your different options and whatnot changes, and then when you choose one, let me see if it still works. Oh, it still works. Cool. All right. So this is the settings menu. Settings are very important, people. Having options is very important. And so this was a massive importance to me. So the settings gives you lots of different options to change about the game. A lot of these still haven't been implemented yet, but the functions are sitting there waiting to be used. So you get a submenu to change different options, and the screen changes with you. So this is general settings, the battle settings, visual settings, sound settings, and the thing I'm still working on, the input settings. The video settings, I full screened it by audio. Hold on, let's do something real quick. Switch it back. So one thing I'm happy about are the video settings is, wouldn't it be nice if you can just have an option to, I noticed a lot of people seem to omit the full screen option. Shame. Turn that on and leave it on. Thank you very much. So one thing that's really nice is now once I'm set in full screen, window mode, the window size becomes disabled, and now I can't change it. But if I turn full screen back off, I can now change the window size. 720p, 1080p, 1440, 1800, 2160. It's out of control. So this is one thing I'm very happy with, is being able to do something like this. Turn full screen back on. All right. And then, so I'm considering various different things regarding the battle system and its settings, things like your indicators, things you want to have turned on and off, things that you just don't want to watch, like long drawn out cutscene battle animations. The battle system is going to be functioning off of your active time battle system. And so I want to make sure players have an option to choose how fast they want it, or if they just want it to be pretty much standard wait, choose your turn. Don't worry, don't freak out. And then of course you got your general settings for things like how fast you want the text speed to be, language. So one thing I've already considered, and it's already built into a lot of the coding, is translations, because you never know. I might not be popular, it might not be that big of a deal, but nevertheless, have it there just in case. So the entire game system does work off of, I can't remember whose plugin it is I'm using, but a plugin where you can easily set up translations for the game. So got that going. Subtitles. We can dream, right? We can dream about having voice dialogue, right? Never. So again, it's there. If I end up not using it, it's very easy to remove it. And then you got various different map battle indicators, or are your mini map indicator? Just watch. I think if I hold shift, it goes faster. Oh yeah. So one thing I have to put in here is like, hey, look, there's gonna be a mini map, but how much of it do you really want to see on screen? So I put in a transparency system for it. The HUD on the left hand side, same thing. How much do you want to see? Would you like some help? How about, would you like to highlight where the characters are at on screen? Would you like some arrows instead pointing at where they're at on screen? So I'm trying to consider various different things in regards to accessibility, which is another reason why the font sizes are particularly big in my game. Because my concept is, or my idea behind this is, now I can't do changing the font sizes because I think that's a little too complicated for me to handle in terms of my capabilities and my skill level. So I make sure the font is big for twofold. Number one, accessibility. Number two, if for some reason someone is playing this on a television and they're sitting on the couch. So again, I'm just trying to consider things. So you have various indicators for that. Objects, same thing. Do you want an arrow pointing at it, or would you like a highlighted box to show you where an object you can interact with? And just like good old Final Fantasy VII, hey, can you show me where I can exactly walk to and from on this map? So options. I'm considering a lot, so much for it. And so the enchanter system, I used to call them enhancers, changed it. Changed one low letter, makes all the difference. Up, right? Okay. So, oh shoot, hold on, I need to do something real quick. Is it you? Nope. No, I didn't do it. Hold on a second here. I need to throw some equipment on my character. Yes. Not you. You. Okay. Drag it over there. Save. Alright. Full screen that. You're in my way. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. This. Alright. So the equipment system, essentially. This is essentially the equipment system. I forgot to do a thing again. Hold on. Yay, things that are half complete, or even that. All right, so this is all with an RPG Maker as well. This is all through eventing, by the way, I would like to just mention. Oh yeah, the retry option, yeah. Well, one thing that I like is that a lot of people, I see a lot of people don't use, is just doing the refresh when you save changes and just hitting F5 on the player, since essentially all it is a web browser, and then that way you don't have to really quit and relaunch the player. All right, so my system. Oh, hold on a second. Right back. Give me a second. Mouse. Where you at? I live in a very tiny room for my apartment, and so I'm very close to my bathroom and forgot to close the door. So yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So yeah, I did design this all using the eventing system. This is no job. Well, there's JavaScript trickery happening. It's just not that I haven't set it up as a plugin format. Though I have learned quite a bit since messing with this. And so I do want to go back and not convert, but port over into a plugin file instead to handle a lot of this stuff. Because right now this is using so many images right now to make it happen. This is all image based. This is an image based menu system. Shift T and Shift R. Uh-oh. Quacks. What does that do? I don't know. I'm not cool. I'm not cool like you. But yeah, so this actually all these are images, everything like that. Very, 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 very early. Brain. So my system right here is using a lot of JavaScript trickery on top of events and whatnot. And so one thing I'm doing is, as you can see on your right hand side, is I'm giving a video preview to the skill, that you're using. Refreshes HP, refreshes TP. Oh my gosh. I need to remember that. Oh, in playtest mode, yeah. Well, obviously, makes sense. But yeah, I need alert in a lot of things because I know there's things like you can do with bring up a switch menu. There's various different debug plugins as well that do far beyond that. I'm not at that state, but gotta keep that in memory. My old feeble memory. So the thing with some of my systems is that you kind of want to make sure you have a visual representation and understanding of how it works and how it affects the battle. And so I included, so each skill will have a video preview to show off how it works. My mind was blown. I bet. You saw my mind. So thankfully, somebody out there made a beautiful tool out there to set up the action sequences, so I can actually go in there, set my action sequences, as well as capture video at the same time to set up all the previews. So each one of these will have its own video preview when you switch to it to show you off what it does. Then you got on your right hand side your various different statistics for your equipment. Oh, I see. Right. No, not really. Latino Gamer, we're not really looking at action sequences. You're just looking at a video I recorded of an action sequence to test out my my menu interface. But I will be set up my own action sequences eventually, sometime down the road. Do you have 7 years? Can you wait 7 years? So, shows you all your statistics for various different equipments. So on the left-hand side, you have your current setup, and then on the right-hand side, it shows you how much that piece of equipment has applied to for its statistics. Okay, so that's what I was afraid of. All right, so unfortunately, yeah, I did break it when I was trying to test things. Yeah. Okay, so I can't show you that. Oops, the video's still playing. So what I wanted to show you was the piece of code that actually goes into your equipment setup. But I was obviously fiddling with the code, still trying to figure things out, and I broke something in the process, so thumbs up. Yeah, I think that's all I got to really show off. I'm not sure what else more I can talk about to give you all a history lesson before I actually start doing the whole dev thing again. By the way, since I've been trying to set up for streaming for so long, I have not dev'd in a long time. How to dev, I don't know. I should probably talk about that as well in terms of when I'm deving. So I haven't really talked about times yet. I haven't, because right now this is just the first test stream back. But my plan right now is to stream from mid-morning to mid-afternoon, or thereabout, give or take, plus or minus. Probably 4 hours maximum. Because I'm right now, the other reason I'm streaming, one of the many other reasons, 10,000 reasons that I'm streaming, is that my roommate, my best friend, she works on the weekends. So this is an ample time for me to be able to take advantage of that. But her schedule is not long on the weekends. So, in fact, she should be getting out at 2 o'clock here, hopefully. And so that was my plan to I'd wrap up around maybe 2 o'clock-ish, if her job is not being a total suck and keeping her there for hours on end. So that's the plan. So mid-morning, we'll say what, maybe 10 a.m.-ish Central Time, America, USA, to probably around 2. So was that 1, 2? So it's about 4 hours. Yeah, so probably about 4 hours of streaming might be the goal. Weekends only, again, yeah, so Saturday and Sunday is the plan. But right now, today's stream is just more of getting back in the saddle, feeling comfortable with it again. Like I said, I haven't done this in 5 years, 6 years. I haven't done it regularly in gosh knows how long. So we'll be doing some deving here and there, probably sprite work, maybe some artwork. It depends on just what I'm in the mood for or just where my mind is at the time. If I'm not in the mood to do anything, I might play some video games instead because I don't get to do that often. So probably various different types of games. I got retro games, modern games, somewhere in between, but probably mostly retro games because I do love me a good randomizer. You know, Final Fantasy, Zelda, that kind of stuff. So what I'm trying to say here is, with all this when, how, and why, and all that kind of stuff, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up here for today. So yeah. I'm feeling comfortable, I will say that. I mean, I was very nervous going in. Wasn't sure how well this was going to go. Hopefully that snafu at the start with the followers clicks doesn't screw up things. Didn't screw up things for me in terms of being found and whatnot. Oh no, I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it now, because I went for a pretty long time, I think, not knowing that setting was turned on. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Anyway, I'm wrapping up. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm rambling. So I want to say thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me, for this old timer trying this again, getting back on the bike. So I'm going to end this off with how I ended off my streams like I've done before in the past, back when I used to do this regularly. Thank you very much. I want to wish you all a good night, a good day, a good morrow, or a good wherever you're at in this world. And y'all take care. Thanks. I don't have an end card. I forgot to set up an end card. So, oh, wait, is this where we raid? Is this... Wait, I don't think anyone's streaming. Hold on. Oh, no! Rasser! Ow, 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 ow. Sorry. Hi and bye. You know what? I'm going to worry about raiding thing the next time. I'm just going to end stream. Y'all know what to do. The RPG Maker tag. Just look it up. Y'all find it. Y'all know how Twitch works. We'll figure out the whole rating thing later. Until then, yeah, y'all take care. I'm rambling. Bye bye.